Welcome back to the last Oasis. I am APH, and wow, our housing districts really turned out nice. Now, getting started, we'll take a look at the other housing districts shortly here. I just want to start over in this area with, we're gonna fill this basin with water. And as we're gonna fill this basin with water, it means everything's gonna have to come up top. So it means that we're gonna have to get some farms going up top. Now, in order to get farms going up top, I need to move some things around. And I was thinking that it's high time that we give a proper home to the lumber and the gears kind of moving forward. So I'm thinking that in this area right here, so we're going to do some storage. We're going to start with 2 small storage kind of in the back. We're going to break our road connection to kind of make this work. And then we're going to do some large storage in front of it, something about like this. And then we do need some platforms to kind of make this work. So we're just going to bring some platforms like that. We're going to connect up our warehouses so it's easier in the future. And we're going to place a pathway up. And I believe we need just like a pathway like that, which will give us some room to place some love down below. So let's place some shrubs kind of down here. I think that will kind of bring it together. And then what we can do is we can connect it in the front, something about like that. And then up top, what we'll do is on our outsides, we'll place some storage or some one high platforms like that. We're gonna have to get power, so let's place it right in the middle, and let's place it like that, where we place probably a windmill, like a large one right there, and we'll place our power distribution right there for our hamster power. Kind of move it like that, and then we just need some platforms like right here with a staircase up. Something about like that should look nice. We'll place one in the center, and what I'm thinking for right here is let's place a beaver statue facing out. I think that will kind of bring this kind of together in the final look. And this one will probably be a lumber mill on one side and then a gear factory on the other, just to kind of keep us in the neighborhood. But you could go like lumber mill, or you could go, if you had like 2 of these, you could go lumber mill, gear, or gear, you know, all sorts of different combinations you could go with this kind of setup. We're just going to kind of bring that together. I do want some roofs on here, so let's go like this, and then let's put some, I'm thinking the one by roof, and we'll go that way, kind of facing out. Give it a nice little 3-dimensional look. And then on the back, what I'm thinking is we get our water storage back here for the future is, well, we're going to need more and more water storage. For this faction, the small houses have a mirrored version. I wish the water had a mirrored version, but with a mirrored version, I could have the entryways at the same kind of spot on both sides. Or if they made this a little bit more of a symmetrical look, I think that would go a long way. All right, let's place some walkways back here. Let's get our pathways in that we need. So something like that. We'll bring that forward to our ladder in the front. I think we're getting kind of close here. I do think we'll go platform. Those will be some shrubs. I think that kind of pulls that together. I think that we just need a little bit of love in here since this area is not going to be used for anything. Part of me says, you know, we could go like benches, and maybe we'll go bench, and then we'll go shrub and shrub to kind of pull this area together. You know, they've got a nice little working spot where they can sit and have a break, and some nice aesthetic there, some beaver statue kind of bringing this together. I think this is a good spot for this district to have this building. And then over here, because of how good it is, I do want a temple. So I'm just going to place a couple of the log fences to kind of give me a bias as to where to place it. And then let's go ahead and get that temple in here. So want a minimum of 1 away. I think we need to place it right there. I think that's the optimal space. We'll place a 1 high right there, and then we'll go back to our decorations and we'll place some more of the fences. Not used to where they're at yet for some reason, and then we'll just kind of bring it together there. I think that will look good. And then we'll go scarecrows. Since this area will be fertile, we'll place them facing out. We're going to place them like right there. Since this area will, again, it's going to be fertile, so it's going to have green grass underneath it. I highly wish that the scarecrow had the same square base as the rest of the things, because if I place it on top of a building, I don't think it looks very good. Put a beaver statue there, and for right here, let's lead in with a cover, and then we'll just place a 1 by right there. I think that will look nice, and then once this is fertile and it's got trees all the way around it, I think this area is going to be pulled together and looking very nice. Once that's done, that should take care of this right here. Now, how much water storage do I have? 300. Ooh. Okay, so this one right here, none and none, and I want this to be gears. And on this side, again, we just want none and none, and we want planks. And for the front of this, I want this to be food, but I want this to be done as quickly as possible. So let's focus on the center. I think I missed the center. Let's focus on that, focus on these, so that we can start filling these with water, because I have a feeling that one of the next couple droughts we're going to get is going to be nasty. We haven't seen a big drought yet. I think we've seen like a 25-day drought, but if we get like a 30 or 40-day drought, we might be into like the hot water territory. In this area, just kind of an update, we've built a good chunk of the levees, and I'm not going to do anything over here until we've built the rest of the levees, as this is going to become more and more of an issue. I didn't realize I had some levees kind of going out there, so let's get rid of those. And this area right here. Now, for this section, I do want a temple over here, and I'm thinking that it's going to go in the neighborhood of around this this mine. So let's go ahead and plop that right there. We'll kind of overlook it, give a good, little bit of a incentive to the mine, I guess. Let's bring this around like that. What we'll probably do is we'll probably make this an industrial district. So we'd probably gate the temple into the industrial district. And I'm thinking that these guys, so they've got one of the campfires, which I think this area has 2. And I'm not sure if 1 is enough, but we're ready over here. We've got an area right here where we can place a farm. So if we placed a farmhouse like right as close as we could, maybe we place it, like part of me wants to place that up against the wall. I guess we're gonna go right there, and then we place our beehive like right here. I think we're in an opportunity where we can place some potatoes, as they are the most goated all of the vegetables that you can produce, as they give 30% strength once you grill them. And we're gonna have to do something for water, because as we continue to squeeze this, like I already did it right here, just to give like a little bit of an entryway for water to kind of get over, because you can see we're having some issues right there. So let's go ahead and knock that down. That should push the fertility a little bit further. That's what I was hoping for. We're just having a little bit of issues with some here. I know once we flood this, like we're gonna get roughly about 14 to 16 tiles this way. So I know it's not gonna be an issue in the future, but for right now, I've got to do it this way. We had a little bit of water spill over. That's the water physics in this game is just hysterical to me. I think that looks good. Over here, this is coming together. We don't have any water going over for the moment. Let's go ahead and bring this up to the same height as this, so this area can fill up, and then we could essentially get rid of this one. And that's the end goal, is we're going to start getting rid of everything down below. Speaking of getting rid of everything down below, let's make sure I don't have anybody planting any trees down below, as yeah, it looks like I already got rid of my foresters, so that's good. Let's deplant all this area. That way we're not trying to replant it, and I think we have to deplant this area up here. So let's go ahead and get rid of this forester right here, and that will kind of bring this area together. I think that we're going to have to look for a place for wood storage for over here. Well, okay, so if we have trees that are fully grown, and we have the lumberjack flags, I don't think we need wood. I really don't, because they'll act as it. Now, there is a mod out there that allows you to build all of the both factions items, which to me, the industrial log pile should be something that both factions have. I perfectly agree with this one is free, as you're just placing a log pile on the ground, and the industrial one cost a little bit to build. I truthfully think that both of them should have that ability to kind of build that log pile. That's my rant of the day. We'll talk about food in the next episode because I've got some rants about that too. But that brings us back to up here. All right, so we've got this area kind of together. We're gonna need a grill for our potatoes. So let's get the grill right here. Let's get it facing that way. And then I think that they need a spot to eat their potatoes. So let's do some rooftop terraces in here. I don't want to do storage underneath here because I want storage kind of centralized. So we're just going to place some one highs there, something like that. Let's get walkway up here, and then let's do some 2 highs on the outside and let's do our path first. I know that I can like adjust the layers to get to where I need to be, but I just would rather do it that way, and then we'll go with our leisure for our rooftop terraces. This will be nice and close to the houses. Very, very nice. Maybe we'll do some fire pits back here. That way when they're getting ready for bed, they can go have a campfire at night, and then in the morning when they're grabbing their grilled potatoes and their bread and stuff, they can sit on the rooftop terrace. Yeah, I think that will kind of go hand in hand together. Let's connect that up, and then for up here, we need some love. We need, I don't want to do it here because I don't think that this is like a good neighborhood for, like, if I place it here, it bottlenecks me to do something like 2 and 2, and I think that would be okay, I guess. But I think that if I place it 1 back, so like here, I think we could go with the 1s and go something like this, and it gives it a little bit more personality. So we're going to go ahead and just do that right there. How much water do we have? All right, so we've got 600 in this area. I do want to buff this up just a touch, and I'm not sure where to place it. I'm a little worried that we're going to get hit with a heavy drought. That's what I'm a little worried of here. This area is just about done. We don't have water going over yet, but that's okay. And hopefully what will happen is by the next episode, ooh, do we have any unemployed beeves? We could take 2 off the builder's huts and go ahead and unpause these. And you know what we'll do? We'll pause these ones up here, and we'll just have this area kind of going here. That way, if we do get a long drought, it's not taking as much water from up here. I think that's the route. Does that really, where did it just redistribute my, oh, to the farmhouse? That's fine. Yeah, that's about normal. Let's get this prioritized up. Looks like we're struggling with logs a little bit. You know what, now that we've got our potatoes going, let's pause this one. It should give us a couple of unemployed people. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and get them harvesting these, and let's go ahead and get those 2 people back in there. Yeah, beavers are peoples too, right? Absolutely. All right, I think that this area with this all kind of set up with the temple here, with the grill here, I think that's kind of in a good neighborhood. Let's go ahead and buff that up so that it will get going faster. And we'll do kind of the same where we just pound on that high priority button until it gets done. That's the way to do it, guys. Pound on the button until it gets done. This area looks good. Oh yeah, look at that. They've already finished up the large windmill. It's already creating the hamster power for like nobody. That's the way to do it. So we don't need paper production over here for the moment, as that was what our big need for paper was. So let's go ahead and clear this out. How much paper do we have? Because I think this one right here is paper. That's planks, and this is paper. We have 190 paper, so I don't think it's going to be a big loss losing this 20, as the majority of what we're going to be doing with that paper is we're going to be making more windmills in the future. I don't have an intention on making the printing press in this series, but you know, never know. We've got 3 unemployed beefs. So let's go ahead and unpause these down here. Let's go ahead and pause these up here. I think that will be kind of a good transition. They're starting to cut down those trees. That's look nice. Cutting down these trees, that looks amazing. And what are we missing here? I guess we need just a few more builders, but I think that that's going to be something that will kind of take its time. This area up here. So this is going to get a full rebuild at some point in time. After doing the other 2 districts, I decided that at least for the middle of this needs to go away. But for right now, it's going to stay there, and I'm just gonna do the build of the rest of this to kind of get it going. And I feel like I'm missing something for this episode. Oh, a quick thing. they did a change on the test branch where they got rid of the shredder and they just combined it into the smelter. Now the smelter does require the production of the scrap in order to kind of produce it, which is the same as before. And then the mine requires the sparkling, I believe it's called the treated lumber, in order to get it working. And for the treated lumber, you do require a good chunk of HP. Let's see how big that is. It looks like it's just a touch bigger than the other ones. And it requires 250 for the tapper's shack, which that works for getting your maple and for your pine sap. That is very small. So we can, I guess we should plant out a spot for getting some pine. Let's set this up to potatoes and let's go ahead and unemploy one beaver just to see if that will fill that up. Does it? Yes. Thank you for filling that up. Where can we place some pines? So I want to clear this out, so let's get rid of this forester. I think that will be okay in the long run. I do want to move these over to this main branch of the river as we close this up. I think that we're going to have some issues there. So let's get rid of some of these just to kind of reduce down some of my pathway need here. Something about like that, and then we'll place some, let's clear out these little bits of path, and then we'll place our 3 highs kind of like right there and right here to kind of bring this together. I think let's place down the pumps first, so something like this, and that's why I placed them down first, because I wanted to place it like this square over here, like that one, but instead I just need those 2, and then we'll just bring our pathway across like that. That will look nice and good, and that will kind of bring this together as this kind of dissolves. Now right here, this is going to need water temporarily. Well, it's not going to need water temporarily. It's just going to flat out need water. So let's plan something that looks about like this for this area, where it just brings over water just to where we need it. So yeah, let's get that built up, and then I can get rid of these. That will bring water over to keep this farm fertile. That should bring us to back here. We have a 30-day drought, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. But I think we have enough planned out for this episode that I think we're in a good spot. And then we'll probably play out 23 and 24 to kind of get some more of this water, restrained up as we're trying to move into filling this base. And I'd like to thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you in the next episode.